So interwebs, we continue on. We are I know where we are, but I don't know the towns. We are west of Bailey. That's a big cock. I know we are west of Bailey, Conifer. We're west of Conifer. We just stopped to get gas in whatever town that is. Hopefully not going to stop and get gas again until we get to Salida. The forecast is actually 20 to 40 mile an hour winds for a large portion of the trip. Hopefully forecast will be wrong, but you never know. We'll see. The Can-Ams don't even wave. Those jerks. But you have at it, girl. I know how many cops are up here. Like that one. There's more cops up here today than I think I've ever seen. But if for some reason you're just now joining us, we're heading to Durango. My wife and I, Mrs. Panda and I, we are on our way to Durango. We're going to my brother-in-law's wedding, Mrs. Panda's older brother. Thus far, we have seen a ton of cops and a McLaren. A McLaren, that's the new one. I don't even know what that is. That's so new. That's the, oh, that was is that the replacement for the 650? If that's the 570, that thing is gorgeous in person, but I think that was a replacement for the 650S. I don't remember what it's called though. A beautiful car though. Sounded great too. McLaren's 3.8 V8 sounds great. I think that's what that's running. Beautiful car. So I got distracted by the McLaren. We'll talk about anyway. Going to Durango for her brother's wedding. Yes, they're going to see some family and all that. Some beautiful scenery, beautiful views, some huge mountains as you can see. So yeah, just videoing along the way and bringing you along for the ride. I gotta say that as of this recording, I just hit 80 subscribers, which I know in the grand scheme of YouTube is not a lot by any means, but I'm super stoked and I'm very humbled by it. I can't believe that, you know, there's so many of you out there that actually will take time and watch my videos. Thank you all who are supporting me. I do appreciate it. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy going on these rides. I enjoy the whole moto vlogging thing, bringing it into my world, and I welcome along for the ride, and honestly thank you for the support. Oh, look at that view. That's pretty. Going through central Colorado is when you get into the mountains, and these are like, you know, these are, well, I mean, just look. Because we're already sitting probably about 6,000 feet right now, like in terms of the elevation that we're at. So we're 6,000 above sea level. Those are definitely a little ways above that. So yeah, just big, beautiful mountains. Every motorcyclist will tell you it's always awesome to ride with other people, and that other person is your wife. It's just like way more awesome. I sound like a goat. Way. Going into Jefferson is actually one of the most beautiful views that I'm aware of. As you can notice, we're not that far actually from the peak-to-peak highway that I was on not too long ago. The scenery is completely different. One of the interesting things about riding around Colorado, and you guys will see as we get down the road too, that the scenery changes drastically. Even you'll go around a corner and it'll be something completely different. It's quite stunning to go ride through, because there's just one area between Pagosa Springs and Durango that when you ride through it, you can actually just smell the pine trees, like very prominent and everything. And one thing we're going to have to watch for in one of the places that we're going, which is the place that I used to live, is dust storms. I know you're looking at this going, how is there dust storms? But it'll make sense when we get there. Coming down off Kenosha Pass, coming into Fairplay or Jefferson, or maybe Jefferson, it is staggeringly beautiful. At least it was to me last time I came through here. I remember just slowing down just to stare at it. So I'm very excited to be able to share that view with you. So we've reached the summit of Kenosha Pass. Fire danger is only medium. So that's cool, I guess. And we've reached tourism. Got an RV, somebody towing a trailer. This person really have a high visibility vest on to No, okay. It's just, he's just wearing a brightly colored shirt. Okay, is this the view? Is this the view? Oh, it's all brown. It's supposed to be green and pretty. Still though, I don't know why it's still so dead. It should be green. Well, just imagine if all of that was green. I'm sorry, interwebs. I built you up for this beautiful view, and it's not green. But I guess it's still pretty in its own way. I mean, look at that. Look at how far you can see. Another cop. In the wintertime, some very bad whiteouts hit here. We've been caught in one. We got up here to this town. The road was closed, and we could either spend the night in our car, there's no hotels, or we could turn around and come back through the whiteout. And fortunately, there was a car that went ahead of us that didn't drive off the road, and we were able to follow their tail lights out. Ever since then, I actually won't come through here in the winter. Yeah, this is what I was talking about whenever I said, you know, you go around a corner and the entire landscape changes. Like, you know, you would never know that just moments ago we were up in that pine forest. Keep right, except to pass. Oh, it ends. Very tempted to just go over here. Now, I don't know how they were suddenly doing 70 something whenever there was a passing zone, and now they can only go 52. That's shocking. Car. This is the other thing that sucks about going this way. Speed limit 65, 54, 53, 52. Once passed a black Ferrari California right here. I was going that way though. The only black one I've ever seen. A tip for riding in the wind, get the crosswinds and stuff, just stay loose on the bars. Don't like tighten up and try to fight it. So you can see how I'm holding on to the bars. I've got my thumbs wrapped around, trying to feel it out and stay as nimble and loose as possible. Just leave yourself room to be caught by the wind. Meaning, I'm not going to ride right there on that yellow line, especially when there's cars coming and stuff. Because, like, is there anything coming? Okay, there's not. If I'm over here and a sudden gust of wind comes up and it blows me over before I can correct, and there's oncoming traffic, it's just dangerous. In the same respect, if they're trying to compensate for the wind, because they're going to be turning this way. So if they're trying to compensate for the wind and all of a sudden the wind lets up, they're going to kind of come over. You know, if I'm turning really hard in the wind and then the wind stops, I'm just going to go over real quick. It's the same thing in a car. Like, if they're compensating, because they're a lot more slab-sided than a bike is. So, like, you know, for example, if this truck is compensating for the wind, and it is hard, you can see it leaned over, and there's a sudden gap in the wind, you know, like a sudden let up in the wind, they can come over into your lane. So it's another reason to not ride the yellow and leave plenty of room, both for yourself in case of a sudden gust or the let up of a gust, depending on the direction of the wind, and also oncoming traffic, you know, depending on a gust or the let up of a gust, you know, it can kind of go either way. If you just stay loose and relax, you're fine. RVers on a 2-lane road are basically one of the reasons I don't roll around in Colorado more than I do. You guys could have pulled over right there and let us go by. .48 and a 65. But for frick's sake, dude, just pull over. If you cannot tow a trailer, if you can't drive an RV, don't buy one. Fly and stay in a hotel. I feel bad, I just let Mrs. Panda behind, but I'm trying to make a point. I don't want her to be involved. I cannot freaking stand people like that. I guarantee you Mrs. Panda is doing the orc music from Lord of the Rings, because those are Mordor mountains. Fortunately, in this canyon thing, the wind has let up some and the temperatures are getting a little bit warmer, which is nice. And this all looks freshly paved too. Chaffee County.